Hey, folks, it's Dave here from Studio B. Late night here tonight on a Tuesday. Just got out of work and got home and had myself a fluffernutter sandwich. I don't know if you guys know what that is. That for those people not here on the East Coast, it's actually peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. It's called, and it's really yummy. It's like a peanut butter and jelly, but it's a peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich, is what it is. Because I am trying to cheer myself up tonight. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I did a quick video the other day just to say hi. I haven't really played much. The only thing I've really played is I played a little bit of Star Wars Squadron on Steam, a game you just fly with a joystick and shoot things just by myself. But I haven't really played much of anything. It's just been hot. I've been busy with work. I've been busy with Chinese food headaches. As I told you this weekend, 2 days I had Chinese food because I had the dinner and then the leftovers, and I had a headache all weekend from it. Yeah. So, and then just with everything going on in the world, it's just kind of bringing me down. I think it's the heat, it's the doldrums of the summer, it's me not playing anything, and then all the other crap going on around us here. And so, yeah, I'm trying to get out of this funk here. So I actually put up a poll on our Patreon server for all the Patreons of the show and just talked about gaming funks and you get in because I'm in a little bit of a gaming funk right now, but it's a little different than the one I usually get. And it's hard to describe this one here. But so anyway, I wanted to come on tonight and talk about something fun, something that I really enjoy, and that's jerseys and logos. I love my jerseys and logos. In fact, this is one of my favorite ones here is the Milwaukee Brewers. They have the bright yellow with the lighter shade of blue, and I just love this logo here. And I like their jerseys back in the day. I even like this San Diego Mariners shirt that I just picked up. I like the shirt. I like the logos in a whole bit. Maybe like the dog hair that I have on here. But I want to talk about jerseys and logos because that's something that ever since I was a kid, I really, really liked that. I would root for logos. I would love, seeing the new teams when they join the leagues. And so, what's the matter, buddy? Oh, my dog's been panting all day. I don't know what's going on with him. He's scrounging around looking for a Scooby snack late at night, I guess. But anyway, I used to love, growing up as a kid, seeing new teams come in or teams. What are you doing? Changing their logos or their colors or their jerseys. I used to love all that. Back when the Sega Genesis come out in the '90s, they added the Sharks, and then they were adding other new teams. Ottawa, Tampa Bay, Florida, and Anaheim, they all come in. So right in that whole '90s, the NHL really expanded quite a bit. And so I was seeing new logos and new jerseys and the whole bit, and really like that. It's something I always enjoyed. In fact, again, I go back to my little bubblegum Tampa Bay Buccaneers helmet that I remember seeing. Again, this could be the Mandela effect, but I remember seeing that in a store, a little helmet like that with Tampa Bay, and that's when they first joined the league in '76. So that was either '76 or '77. And I went into the store as a kid, which is you were allowed to do back in the day. I think I was 10 and 9 or 10. I was like, man, that is so cool. I like the orange just stuck out. The little Buccaneer guy stuck out. And then the team being horrible made it even better. So I've always loved that logo. Love those orange jerseys. No one has orange jerseys anymore. I used to like the Houston Astros, when they had their orange, like kind of like the fading orange jersey. I really, really liked that as well. So I've always been a fan of that. In fact, I got lucky enough when I was older and working as W. Vox comes by. Good to see you here. We're just kind of having a loosey goose chat here tonight, trying to have a happy chat here tonight. That's what I'm trying to do. The Expos jerseys are awesome. Yes, I do. I remember the Expos. I almost wore my Expos hat, but I got the Expos pennant up over here, so that was good enough for tonight. See, I remember. What was I going to say? What was I talking about? It was some team I was talking about here, and I already forgot what I was talking about, which is fine because that's what I do. But I enjoyed the Buccaneers. I really liked that. All the hockey teams. Oh, I was no when I got older, I ended up working for almost like a machine shop type of thing. and we would make the printing plates for the pens and the hockeys, like the baseball bat pens and the little hockey stick pens. You remember those? I think you can still buy them. And so we would get in the logos for the new teams. And so we would be one of the first people to see the logos, whether it was hockey or baseball. I don't think there was a lot of football expansion in the 90s, but I was working this place in the 90s, and we'd get in the mail, and it would be like, Anaheim Mighty Ducks logos. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm the first person, not the first, but one of the first people to see this logo. So we would etch the plate with the logo and send it back so they could print the sticks. And then we get baseball in as well. And if anybody changed the logo or changed the color, we would see that, and we would make the plates, and they would print the little bats with the pens on it and the whole bit. And it was really cool. And I thought that was so cool because there was a lot of new teams, and we wouldn't do the regular teams. I mean, they already had, Red Sox and Bruins, but I mean, a new team, hey, we need some new plates for the new team so we can start printing out the new stuff and selling it to the masses. And that was before, really internet was happening and cell phones. So I couldn't like snap a picture of it and send it to anybody, I don't know if we really had a non-disclosure, but I mean, I couldn't really do much with it. What I was going to do, photocopy it and mail it to somebody. I mean, that's about all I could do. But I really, really enjoyed seeing all the different teams and the logos, and when teams would change their logos and a whole bit. Not a fan of teams changing names, and not just the current teams for current reasons, but even back in the day, I don't like when they change the name. Stick with the name. That was good. Although the Mighty Ducks going to Ducks, I guess I could deal with that. That was okay. Mighty Ducks was kind of kiddish. So when they just went to the Ducks, that was okay, I guess. But, stick with the name. I mean, just I don't like the changing of the names. I know it was like the Washington Bullets went to Washington. I don't know what they are, Raptors or whatever they are. I don't know what they are anymore. But I have a Bullets pennant. I used to like the hands going up for the L's getting the ball. That was a great logo. I like that. I like the Washington Bullets. That was kind of neat. I did like that. Okay, so it's Toronto Raptors. I don't know my NBA that well. And the purple jersey with the dinosaur. Yes, the purple jersey with the dinosaur was great. The raptor with the ball, that was awesome. Again, there's some decent basketball teams and logos. I remember even when Minnesota Timberwolves came in the league. I remember I would get down to the park with the basketball, and I was in my 20s at this point. 20s? Yeah, 20s. And I would shoot the ball around just by myself. And I'd be like, the Timberwolves, here we go. They're trying to come back and win the games and expansion team. I used to love the expansion teams. They were all terrible, but I really liked them, Oh, and Sabrina Larson, it's the Washington Wizards. Ah, yes, that's right. That's not a bad name, actually. Washington Wizards. It's not too bad. But again, I don't like that they changed from the Bullets. Again, I'm just old school guy, and I just kind of like that there. But I like the what I don't like about jerseys is when a team says, "Oh, we're going to have a new look," and they like move a stripe. Same logo, same color scheme, except maybe here on the sleeve they add a stripe or subtract a stripe, or like maybe add a stripe to the bottom. So, like the Red Wings always had a thick white stripe on the bottom of their red jerseys and a thick red stripe on the bottom of their white jerseys. And then they were like, "Oh, we're getting a whole new jersey, and it's two stripes instead of one, two thin stripes instead of a thick stripe." It's like, Or the Flyers. The Flyers have changed their logos 100 times, their jerseys 100 times, but they haven't changed the jerseys at all. It's like, come on, don't give me something good. You're not going to go crazy. The Flyers logo is a classic. I'll give you that. Philadelphia Flyers logo is a classic. I wouldn't go too much crazy in that, but it wouldn't hurt for a year to have a third jersey that's kind of different. Like even the Rangers put their logo on the jersey a couple of times instead of it saying Rangers down the side, which that's a classic too. But just change it up for a year. And then I think they had the Statue of Liberty on there too. That was okay. I didn't mind that. You know what jersey I really did like, and now I don't like, was the LA Kings that had like the king here with like the sash. It looked like a sash coming down, and it had like the king like like a deck of cards king, and then it kind of come down like that. I always thought that was an interesting jersey. Now I look back and I don't like it anymore, but at the time I thought that was neat. In fact, we had a roller hockey team that would travel around and play. Well, I guess around the country, mostly around here, but occasionally we go out west. And I helped design the jersey, and I designed it on that. I designed that having the logo here, and then have it kind of fan down. So I think it was the home jersey was kind of designed similar to that LA Kings one. I kind of like that. Not gonna lie. Looking at it now, I don't know. But it is fun, when I used to travel around the country and do the roller hockey teams, I get down south and I go out west and just see the different designs that teams come up with, color schemes and the whole bit. Even some of the junior hockey teams that I do see in their jerseys are kind of neat. Barbara comes by as well here as we're just kind of chatting about jerseys and logos tonight. Trying to talk about something fun here for a change. Because I just been in kind of a funk here. I just haven't played much of anything. Just, yeah, just, and maybe it's the summer doldrums. I get the summer doldrums. In the dead of the summer, I don't do much in the summer. I'm not a beach goer. I don't have a lot of people over for cookouts, and we don't really do that anymore. She's still recovering. She's doing much better, by the way. She's actually getting up and about, and she's not laying in bed anymore like she was, so that's good. So she's getting stronger. Nurse come by today, said she's doing good, so it's good that she's doing things. We've actually gone out to eat a few times, so she can actually sit in a restaurant and eat without having too much discomfort. We'll come home and she'll crash because it's a lot for her to do, but good for her that she's out and about and doing some things. She says she wants to start walking the dog. I'm like, well, I don't want the dog yanking your arm with your chest still hurting. So I says, hold off on the dog. I says, if you want, I'll walk him and you can kind of go with me and see how far you can go. But she's in a Facebook group, and people that have had similar surgeries, and some of them like, oh, geez, I'm already out golfing, and I'm like, well, relax here. Let's, that's great, but it's not everyone. And other people like, geez, I haven't been out of bed in 6 months. So it varies. Everyone's different. Mileage will vary. But she seems to be doing okay. It's just getting her stamina back. Brian comes by. He likes the San Jose Sharks colors and logo, and the old logo for the minor league Fort Wayne Wizards baseball team. I remember, Brian, in 1991, when the Sharks come into the league, they were all by themselves. They come in as a single team, which was different. Usually they'll add two to keep it even. I think they added the one. I don't know if the one evened them out or not. I forget now. But anyway, I saw an ad on TV, and I think I actually called the phone number, or I sent a letter in or something. I had to either call or mail in to get the Sharks catalog. And it was just like a little brochure type of thing. And I ordered a hat and probably a T-shirt and a couple of trinkets, a mug. I still might have the mug because I liked that original logo. I really did. The San Jose Sharks original jersey, original logo is still one of my favorites. It was a teal. That shark looked really good on it. Now it's got a different shark and a different look, and it's like, the original still, I think, was the best. But there was such a cool name, the Sharks, from San Jose. And they come into the league. So I remember getting that catalog in, and I ordered a bunch of things. And I remember playing those. I think they were in the Sega game too at some point. And they come in the San Jose Sharks. I was like, it was just so cool seeing that logo at Center Ice in the video game. That's the other thing, logos in video games. Again, big fan of the Sega hockey, NHL 94 and all that, and just dressing it up to see those logos at Center Ice is sweet. And that's why, when I play the PC games here, the Action PC or whatever it is, I love dolling it up with the rinks and the fields and the colors of the teams and the whole bit. I just enjoy that. It's just seeing logos and jerseys. It's just such a happy thing for me. That's like my art. Like some people could go into an art studio and appreciate all the art on the wall. For me, if you put hockey jerseys in, baseball jerseys on the wall, I would be like, oh yeah, I don't like that one. It's everyone's different cup of tea. You know what I mean? But I like I say, I would always root for, when I was younger. I used to root for logos and colors and schemes. I didn't know anybody on the team, but it was like if I thought it was a cool name, or I saw the jersey or something like that, I'm like, something, I'm gonna kind of root for these guys here, and pull for them to win. Again, it doesn't do anything, but it still was fun. It still was fun as as a kid, just to love the teams like that. It's funny. So I wasn't a fan of the Scouts, Kansas City Scouts. That was not a team I really cared about. And now, as after I read the book from Troy Treasure about icing on the plains, it was called. I read that a few years ago. I want to get him on the show and talk about that because it's the 50-year anniversary of the Scouts coming into 24-25 as they joined 74-75. But looking back on the Scouts now and seeing their 2-year history and how tough it was, it's a newfound respect for that group of guys, and now I've come to the logo and the jerseys come to grow on me. Because when they moved to Colorado, I really liked the Rockies, and I have a Rockies jersey. I've had one for a long time, the blue one. So I really like the Rockies jersey and the logo and the colors of the Rockies. But I wasn't a big fan of the Scouts, but that's growing on me a little bit. I got to say, I do like the Scouts now. Brian also says the original Sharks logo. Yep, the team on the NHL video game was really bad. Yeah, it was because they were new. Close to where I live also has the Rockford Ice Hogs, which is crazy with a cool logo. Yep. It's actually the name of my company is Ice Hog, and I get mail from them all the time. If someone doesn't put the S on the end of Ice Hog, I get it. So I'm always forwarding it to the Ice Hogs. It's like, Rick at icehogs.com. It's like, Rick, here's the mail I got. People asking about, tickets and whatever it is. So I still get mail from them once in a while if they spell it wrong. I always want to get an Ice Hog jersey. I thought about like emailing them or something and said, hey, I've had Ice Hog longer than you. How about sending me a jersey? And I haven't, but I always thought about going out there too. What's that? Illinois, right? In Rockford, Illinois. That's good. Do you know what a good logo was? The International League Chicago Wolves. I got a Chicago Wolves jersey. It's a white jersey with yellow and maroon, which is like almost like the Redskins combination. And with black trim, and the wolf had eyes that glowed. And there was a wolf with a puck and a stick here in the logo. That was really cool. I really enjoyed the Chicago Wolves logo. I really like that one. And Todd B is one of the best logos that they took away is over there. What's that? The Expos? Buccaneers? Buccaneers are my favorite. Again, just creamsicles. I mean, just and when they wore their white jerseys, it was so unintimidating. When I grew up, when you saw Tampa Bay out there with the white jerseys, you knew they were going to get smacked. And the same with the Colts. When I grew up, the Colts were not good. And when the Colts were wearing, well, after the Burt Jones era, I would say, once Burt Jones left, the Colts were pretty bad. They were like a 1-15 team a few times. And they had the white jerseys. There was white jerseys with white pants and a white helmet. And that's how Tampa Bay was. Like all white with just, some trim for color. And they were just bad. And they were just so unintimidating in the whites. I don't know what it was. When Tampa had the orange on, they're a little bit more intimidating. It just felt like, they were going to tackle you and the defense was going to get you. But in the whites, on the road, it was just not going to happen. The same with Baltimore. I mean, every time I watch the Baltimore Colts, or maybe they were the Indianapolis Colts, I forget when, but when they were in all whites, I was like, oh man, this is boring. They're going to get smoked. And so I like the Milwaukee hat. I do too. I've always liked that. And the Indians. Yep. That logo you got there. I always liked that one. That was so good. Smiling Indian. Come on, that was kind of cool. It really was. And then they got to wreck everything. Trying to think. So for football, I do like the Buccaneers. I like the original Seahawks logo too. Those two teams, they come in together. And I like how the Seahawks kind of ran here and they had the little hook at the end for the nose. I don't even know what a Seahawk is. But I did like the silver and the kind of like the lighter blue that they had. I did like that. Ever since they changed over to that green look, I can't stand the Seahawks in that green. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I like the blue. I really do. I wish they would go back to that. What else do I like in there? I like the old Patriots, although again, them in all white had the same kind of feeling as the Colts and the Buccaneers when they were all white. It just felt like when they were on all white, they couldn't do anything. They were terrible, And so I don't like the white on those. Some teams look good in all white, like Miami Dolphins when they were in all white with their teal and their orange. They were intimidating in the white. I gotta say that. I thought Miami was intimidating in the white. Dallas was another classic with they always wore white, home or away, and then they had the silver pants. That was a beautiful look. Like the Cowboys or not, that was a beautiful look. The Cowboys still is to this day. CH comes by. Could I play more Chris's wrestling dice game? He played a Flair versus Hogan matchup. That was great. Yeah, isn't that game fun? I got that back over here. Where is it? It's Chris's dice. Yeah, okay, it's actually on the shelf over here. It's just out of view. It's on the bottom, one of the bottom boxes there. Yeah, I haven't played that in quite some time. That was really fun. That was really fun. I had a lot of charts, but now that I'm used to charts with Appa, maybe I should go back to that and play that. That was fun. I enjoyed that wrestling game, and it was free too. And you got a lot of wrestlers. I used to play the Samoans. In fact, one of the Samoans just passed away. Samoan number 1, Alpha and Sika, the Samoans. I used to play them. And Brian says, not sure why, but I always liked the Edmonton Oilers alt jersey, that dark blue with the oil drops inside the gear. That wasn't too bad either. No, that wasn't bad. The Oilers, they used to be orange when they were in the WHA, and I didn't think it looked that good. When they went to the blue, not crazy about the deep blue, but like my name over here, right here, my name blue. When they were like that color, I did like Edmonton in that. I really did. It was like a lighter blue. Everybody went dark. Even the Minnesota Vikings, they had like a nice purple, and they went deep purple. They went smoke on the water on us. And now even the helmet, it's almost black because it's so deep purple. It doesn't have like a purple feel to it anymore. And so a lot of teams been doing that. They go if they have a green, they go to a dark green. They don't have the lighter green. They got a blue, they go to a light blue. I mean a real dark blue. So or they go black like the Dallas Stars. They had black jerseys for a while. It's like, man, Minnesota North Stars had the green. They had the best green in the league, even better than the Whalers. That green was awesome. And then when they added the black to it, I even like that. When the Minnesota North Stars, they're always just the white and the green, a little bit of yellow. Then they had a little bit of black to the trim. I still kind of liked it. And then they went and called themselves the Stars, and then they went dark green and then black. And I don't know about that, But yes, there are new and old wrestlers. He's added more wrestlers. I did not know that. I need to go and check that out. I haven't downloaded that in quite some time. But yeah, well, maybe I forget now. I got to go see how many I had. But I printed out a few and played that game. I really did enjoy that. And Todd says, speaking of Oilers, the old NFL Houston logo was good too. Oh, I have the Houston. Oh, I put it away. But the oil derrick, was it the oil derrick for Houston Oilers? I used to love that. Not on the silver helmet. That when they originally had the silver helmet, I didn't care for that. But when they switched over to they had like the white and the powder blue, and that helmet there, that was some nice colors. In fact, I got an Oiler pennant I should put back up. I do like that. I've always liked the Oilers. Again, we're talking about jerseys and logos here. I like the Houston Oilers because of their jerseys and logo. I really do. And conversely, there's teams that I don't like their logo. I don't like their jersey. I don't like their name. And so hence, I don't like the team. I don't know anybody on the team. I could have a whole bunch of friends of mine on the team, but just I'm not excited about the logo, And and CH says, if I come back to a Shawn Michaels and Hogan match, I forget what I did. I think I did a Shawn Michaels and Samoan number 1 when I did it that time. I did a handful of games with that. That is funny. Not just I should look into that and break that out again and see if he's added any more wrestlers to that, because I know there was a ton of them on the file there. And that was fairly simple to play. I think you got control, and then you kind of hammered away on the other guy and threw him in the ropes and brought down his level and things like that. Yeah, that was kind of a fun game. That's what wrestling is, right? Is you wrestle and you beat up the guy until you can pin him. So that's basically kind of how that went. But yeah, there's some teams I don't really care for, just because I don't like the jersey. I don't like the logos. Like, for example, Baltimore Ravens. Don't like them. I don't know anybody on the team anymore, but I never liked the logo. Then they switched the logo. I don't like either logo on the helmet. It's too busy. It's like a weird bee with all these crazy. I just too busy. Now they have just a raven head. It's a little better, but it's like a black and a deep purple. It's too dark. Even the white jerseys, there's so much dark in it, and the purple and the black, they clash. And it's not a fan. I'm not even a fan of the Ravens name. And I know they did it for Edgar Allan Poe and the tip of the cap and the whole bit, but not a fan of that. This really wasn't. Like I liked the crazy names, like the WHA, the New York Golden Blades. I mean, they had a weird looking logo, but it was kind of neat. If you ever look up the Golden Blades logo, it's kind of neat. Then they had the New York Raiders, which probably had the most boring hockey logo of all time. It just was lame. It just said like Raiders. And it was like in a circle, and it was a silhouette of a guy with I don't know what it was. It's just I remember that's like, oh man, that's just terrible. The Raiders are terrible, and they didn't last very long. The Minnesota Fighting Saints of the WHA, that wasn't too bad. I didn't mind that. Cincinnati Stingers. I like the logo. I have a Stingers jersey that I wore the other day too. And it's like a C, but it's like a hornet and the whole bit. Yeah. Yep. Oh, the Quad City Mallards. Yeah. Okay. The Quad City Mallards. Yep. I used to be big on the minor leagues. Actually, if I can pull this out. Can I get there without wrecking anything? Hang on a sec. Where is it? Oh, here's my that's my Houston. Remember I told you I had that? I do have that. I used to write for a magazine. Let's see if I can show it to you here. If I can pull it out. I kept a few of them. And here it is right here. Right, buddy? All right. Here's the magazine right here. I used to write for this magazine here called Hockey Inc. And it was a minor league hockey, so I knew the Mallards quite a bit. There's actually one with Clinton with the Macon Whoopee jersey. That was the name of a minor league hockey team. It was North American Professional Hockey Monthly, and this was 1997. And I ended up writing for these guys. Was it Hockey Inc. or Just Hockey? There was two of them I have here. And yeah, see, it's like Central Hockey League, Macon Whoopee here. Then they have the American Hockey League. And was it this one I wrote for, or was it Just Hockey? I'm getting them mixed up, I think. There was two magazines here. Oh, maybe this is the one that I wrote for. I wrote for a hockey magazine years ago. Maybe this was it. This is Just Hockey. I think it was Just Hockey. But there was two of them here. It was Hockey Inc., and then there was Just Hockey. And they covered a lot of the Central Hockey Leagues, is what it was. Yeah, see, here's the CHL team reports. I think this is the one I wrote for. I don't know if my article's in here or not, but I used to write, and I used to cover the Ice Cats of Worcester, and I used to cover, oh, look at that. How about this? Cats and Pats Butch Teams First by Dave Gardner. Yep, this was April of 2002. So this is when the Patriots were winning the Super Bowls, and I interviewed Darren Rumble. He was actually injured, and I was talking to Darren Rumble, so I got talking to him about, New England winning a championship here. How does that affect the team? I don't know if I used to write for the Monarchs too. And I don't know if I did this one or not. Yeah, here's another one. Yeah, look at this. So there's another one here. From boardroom to locker room. Dave Gardner. So this is one I wrote for. So this is the one I wrote for, not Hockey Inc. It was Just Hockey, but it was a minor league hockey magazine. And yeah, I used to do. It was a monthly thing, and I used to read about the Mallards and the whole bit. But it was fun. It was fun. I didn't really get paid for it. They sent me. Actually, what they did is they would send me copies of the magazine. If I sold them, I could keep it. So I would take them to the rink, and I could sell 5 or 10 of them at the rink to people, and a couple of bucks each, and whatever. But it was fun. So it was fun writing for magazines, and I got press passes, so I got to interview people, different people in the organization. I think I did one time. I did a off ice official. He let me follow him around, and I got to he showed me how, like, at the end of the period they would take the stats and photocopy them, and one to each locker room, and then he would tell me what shots on goals were and how they did that. It was kind of neat following an off ice official around. So that was kind of a fun article too. So I got to do some fun things. The press pass was nice. Felt like Wayne's World. It's like backstage pass. I ran into Pat Burns, smacked into him. He opened the door and we went boom. I was like, "Oh, sorry, coach." He's like, "Yeah, no problem." So I met him and a few other guys. So I got to sit with the scouts and the coaches and the whole bit. It was a good time. I had fun writing for that magazine. But yeah, anytime there was a new logo and stuff, those magazines would show them off too. That was kind of neat. So, but getting back to the Quad City Mallards, yep, I did enjoy reading about those. I remember was it the Madison Monsters? That was another minor league hockey team. I think they were out of Wisconsin, and that was kind of a neat. It was almost a little ode to Creep Show. There was these hands coming through this little crack and the long fingernails. You could see the eyes in the background. I remember them. The Orlando Solar Bears, Jim. Yes. In fact, the Orlando Solar Bears. When I went, my honeymoon was in Orlando, but we were there in the summer, and so we drove right to the arena, and we looked at the arena that the Solar Bears played in, but we obviously didn't go to a game because it was middle of summer, but it was still kind of fun. Peoria Rivermen. The Rivermen were the farm team to the St. Louis Blues and the Worcester Ice Cats at one point, because they were all kind of tied in. I think it was St. Louis. I think it was Peoria to Worcester to St. Louis, because at one point, I think I wrote an article on this in 2002, 2003, something like that. Both of St. Louis's goalies were hurt, so they called up both Worcester goalies. They both got hurt, so the guy playing in Peoria ended up going all the way to the NHL and playing, because everyone was hurt to some degree. And so this kid from Peoria went up and was playing for the St. Louis Blues for a couple of games. Now, it didn't last very long, because at some point, one of those 4 goalies or 5 goalies that were hurt got better and played. But yeah, imagine that. You're sitting in the ECHL, and all of a sudden it's like the 4 or 5 guys ahead of you all got hurt. And so you're in the NHL. So, interesting with that. But anyway, yeah, so that was I like the Rivermen. It was very similar to this. The Rivermen was very similar to this. You had the captain's wheel, and then the guy steering it and the whole bit. But the Rivermen were kind of cool, And Brian says there's banners hanging in the rafters of the Peoria Civic Center. Interesting. Oh, and they still have a couple guys' uniforms retired that went on to play for the Blues. Yeah. Yep. They went right up. They went right through Worcester, right on the way up when those goalies got hurt. And now every now and then we get a guy from Peoria, and he'd come up and play, and he'd be decent. We didn't get too many people sent down from St. Louis. That was the thing. But I remember when I was going to the minor leagues, they're like, "Oh, it's going to be great because now we're affiliated with the Blues, and they'll send some guys down." And they didn't really send anybody down. Anytime anybody got good, they went up. It's like, "Oh man, our best guy's gone for the playoffs." That's kind of how it was. But anyway, yeah, I just want to come on and say hi. I got my jerseys washing behind me. I'm going to go flip the laundry now and put in another set. But yeah, I want to come on and say hi, and just trying to talk about some fun things and logos and jerseys, the things I really enjoy, all the different sports. I like the team names and how they do their things, like the Montreal Expos behind me over here, right there. I love how they weave the M in like this. The M and the B is woven in. I like that. I like when they get creative like that. Even that Panthers logo, that original Panthers logo behind me, I kind of like that kind of Panther coming out of you. I thought that was kind of neat. I actually have a white Panthers jersey with that logo on it that I got back in the day. And so I do like that. I even like the old Ottawa logo, the flat face guy that finally went back to, but that was the original logo. I really like that one. When I went to the guy that was on the side and then the big O, I didn't care for those. But I like the original. I guess I'm a fan of the original logos because that's what you see first, and you either like it or you don't. And a lot of times I did like it. So, but yeah, so I just wanted to talk about something fun tonight, kind of take my mind off of some things going on and talk about happier things. And when I talk about logos and jerseys, it kind of it's just a happy time for me. And I think about fun things and why I like teams and why I don't like teams. And some teams I remember were menacing, like the Miami Dolphins in their whites. They would always come in New England and beat us. They were menacing. Everywhere they went on the road, Miami would win in those damn white jerseys. They were just, you couldn't beat them. And then but like New England and Tampa Bay and the Colts, when they had their whites on the road, yeah, they were nothing. Really was. And CH says, the Jets green bad. I don't know about that. I don't mind. I don't mind the Jets. I mean, it's just kind of white and green. Although they did darken it up, didn't they? They went to a real dark green. It's like everyone just got to darken the logo to get it closer to black, and it's like just make everybody white and black. There it is. No more colors, just white and black. How about that? Because that's where we're heading anyway. Even the Patriots, their jerseys now are really dark blue, and they used to be lighter. When they went to that Super Bowl with Bledsoe against the Packers. No, was it Bledsoe? Yeah, Bledsoe against the Packers. There was a lighter blue. It was like the blue right here, the light blue in the sky right here. Not the shirt, but the guy. It was like a lighter blue, and now they went dark. Everyone's going to the darker stuff. Maybe the dark is more menacing. I don't know. But there were some teams that, like I said, I could look at and it's like, nah, I'm not threatened by these guys at all. And there are other teams that are like, oh man, like the Raiders in their black. Oh, I hate the Raiders in their black. It was so menacing, that silver and black. Oh, it was tough, And then the Blackhawks in their away red. I have a Tony Esposito away red. I need to get an away white for them too. But I used to like the reds. The whites weren't that intimidating, but the reds I thought were very intimidating. They really were. And even the Montreal Canadiens, they're away with a C and the blue stripe across or the white stripe across. That I thought those were good too. I like them better than the home jerseys. I really do. Gary comes by and says, I don't like black as a primary color for a jersey on a hockey team. I want more color. That's why he doesn't care for the Kings. Yeah. Although they went back to that old Kings logo there, like the silver and black. I didn't mind that, like the Gretzky years. That was okay. The purple and the yellow, as much as I'm a fan of that, I didn't. They were okay. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about it. That was the one jersey of the 70s that I really should have liked a lot more, and I didn't. It's just that LA Kings, the purple and the yellow. In fact, when they had the yellow at home, when they were like all yellow, remember that? I think they had yellow pants and yellow shirt and yellow socks, and it just looked like a big piece of mustard. That was too much yellow for me. It really was. It was too much yellow. So I think they ended up. I think they went to purple pants. I think. Remember the Capitals for a little while? They had white pants when they first joined the league. I didn't remember that, but they had white pants. I was like, "Ooh, that was brutal. That was brutal. It really was." Noble comes by. Good to talk to you again, Noble. I like the Oilers dark blue jerseys with orange numbers and names. Yep, I don't think that's too bad. I really do. I like the old Atlanta Flames. I have an Atlanta Flames jerseys too, and the Calgary. I like Calgary when they kept that Atlanta Flames logo but changed it to a C. I did like that. When they went to the horse and they went to that C with that little slant on the jersey, I didn't care for that. I really didn't care for that. I did like the when they first went up there in 1980. That again, I tend to go with the original logos. I don't know why. That's just the ones I enjoy. Outlaw comes by. I never heard of those. The Carolina Disco Turkeys. That's a baseball team. Interesting. I never heard of them. Some of the minor league teams were pretty creative though. We had the like I said, the Madison Monsters. I remember having there. The Cincinnati Cyclones. I used to like that logo too. The IHL had some really fun teams. They had the Phoenix Roadrunners in the IHL. San Francisco Spiders. I have a Spiders hat somewhere. I never could find a jersey. But the old International Hockey League in the 90s and early 2000s, they had some fun ones. Again, Chicago Wolves are another good one. I think the Wolves are still playing in some capacity. But the minor leagues, they had the fun ones. They really did. And now you get Seattle Kraken. I can see how the kids would like it, but me, I think after the Mighty Ducks, that's about as far as I was willing to go. You know, I'm interested to see what Utah is going to call themselves next year when they finally name themselves. I hope it's nothing dumb. And oh yeah, and Brian talks about the original Vancouver Canucks jersey. Is that the oh what no? Oh no, is that the one they had in the 70s with the hockey rink? I like that one. I like that. In fact, I have a white Vancouver jersey with that logo on it. I like that one. Because I like the colors. I like I like the home, the white with the blue and the, was it a green or a lighter blue? I think it was a green. I think it was a green and a blue. I like those colors worked for me. They really did. I liked how that looked. I didn't care for the away ones because I think it was just like an all white logo on a blue jersey. But the home ones, the color scheme of the home, I did like for Vancouver. So I did get a Vancouver jersey. They've tried to come back to that logo here. It's kind of a revamped logo of the 70s logo on the newer Vancouver jersey. I didn't like the orca at all. Didn't care for that. I didn't mind the beret jersey when they went to yellow, black, and orange and red, and they had like Canucks with a skate on it. I didn't mind that one at all. The V did that. Yeah, that looked like a roller hockey jersey. And he says, I think there's one NHL team that's really bad looking jersey. Yeah, I think that was the Vancouver with the V. Okay, it was a black jersey and it was like stripes. It was like yellow and white and orange. It made a V, and it looked weird. It did. It looked really weird. It just, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I'm not crazy about that one. But some of the Vancouver ones I did like. Pittsburgh, I've always liked the Penguins logo, even when they were blue and then they switched to gold. They stuck with that logo. I did like that. I didn't like the Lemieux Penguin that was kind of like the half logo, like they cut away the triangle, just the half of the penguin and half of the triangle. I didn't care for that. I like the original Penguins logo. That was the good one. I did like that. But anyway, well, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Oh yeah, it says yep. That was the yucky one. Yes, it was. I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta get back to folding some jerseys over here. I gotta get some sleep because I need to be in Saskatoon in the morning. Oh, I'm not going to Saskatoon. I'll be right here, but I have more ball hockey championships, ball hockey nationals from Canada. I'll be broadcasting some games from Saskatoon. What do I have tomorrow? I think this is the kids division. So I got Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and then that's boys, and then the girls, Manitoba and I can't say this. I'm having a hard time with his name. Etobicoke. It's spelled. It looks like Toby Coke, but it's Etobicoke, and I had a hard time saying that. I just can't wrap my head around the pronunciation of that word. It's so weird for me. But that's who I got tomorrow. So I got a girls' game and a boys' game in the morning from Saskatchewan. So I need to go and put my jerseys in and try to get some sleep tonight and jump on that. That's been fun. Although they use an automatic camera. I don't know if you've ever seen these. It's about this wide, and it's got all these different holes on it for lenses. And so it just sits there, and it aims at the rink. Shoulder. It aims at the rink, and it's supposed to follow the action. Right, so the camera stays still, but all the lenses kind of combine it into one, and it's supposed to follow the action. It'll be looking down here. Play goes the other way, and it stays there, and I miss everything at the other end. Then it slowly pans over, comes back so I can't see the net, and it just sits and focuses on the referee. It's like, please put a person on the camera. It just, you can't see anything with this. And today, I thought it was a boxing match because the camera was like up and down and over and up. It felt like it was like a boxer, like, like weaving. That's what it looked like. It feels like the camera's in a boxing match. It's like weaving back and forth and up and down. Oh my God. I was getting motion sickness. I was like, holy cow, how can they expect me to do it? How can they expect anybody to watch this? It was so bad. So those cameras really aren't good for hockey yet. I know I've seen one. That's probably about 10 years ago. I saw the first one. I'm like, how is this going to work? I've yet to see one that works well. It just doesn't work well. So, but anyway, but that's what I have to deal with. That's what I have to work with. I make the best of it. They like the job I'm doing, and that is that. So I'm going to jump out. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and let me know some of your favorite jerseys and logos. Leave it in the comments so we can have a discussion on some fun things. I'm Dave. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.